this?
No.
Okay. Hello. Ooh. Hello, everyone, and welcome to TTRL. We are your hosts, Roxanne Gallo and
Zachary Hines. What a week, Roxanne.
Yes.
And nothing brings people together more than music.
This is true. Music and the arts, for sure. And thankfully, we have a lot of really great music on this week's episode of TTRL.
Let's get to it.
Here we go. You might recognize this beautiful face. We are joined today by Miss Shelby Sol. And if you've been watching TTRL quite a few episodes ago, she sang the hook in Jinx's song that we showed. And so now she has a whole new album, all her. Shelby, can you tell us a little bit about the video that we're showing and your album?
Yeah, absolutely. So I just released my project on October 16th. So it's a 4-song EP. And the song that the video is for is, of course, for the single. It's called NTOB. It stands for New Taste of Bitterness. And it's about exactly what it sounds like it's about, being, bitter about being in a relationship. So, yeah, the project is out, and, I've got some upcoming dates to be able to perform, which is, I'm super grateful for that, to be able to do that in a pandemic, within that people have venues that are willing to follow the guidelines and be safe. So yeah, that's what's going on with the album.
So do you have an album release show coming up?
I do, on this Sunday. What is this Sunday? The 15th. So just about a month from the release date, which is great because hopefully by now people have had time to, learn the words and or at least get an idea of what the song sounds like, so I'm not singing by myself. So yeah, that will be this Sunday at Crowbar at 5:00. And I've got a couple of guest performers too. Of course, I'm going to perform, but I've also got Lex DeVoe. She just released a project. She's an awesome artist, but she's going to be performing Sunday. And Luna Lotus Love, who is also another artist who just released a project recently. So they'll be there performing this Sunday.
I love that. Look at you supporting other artists. That's what's up.
Got to. You have to. If you want to be supported, you have to be supporting other people too. So
do you feel like this music scene has been supportive of you so far?
I do. I really do. I think that really just comes from really knowing Jinx, because so many people supported him throughout the years. And I feel like when I kind of came along, it didn't necessarily happen that way on purpose, but it happened to where, the same time I decided I wanted to really get into my artistry is around the time that we met. So that just, really worked out to where he was just introducing me to people, and I was really hesitant to say that I did anything. I'm like, I'm just here. I sing, I play keys. Don't ask me for anything else. If that, even if you get that. So everything really just kind of happened in the time when I was ready to just come out as an artist and really just be myself fully. Everything just started lining up. So it really worked out. I really do feel that support though from the Tampa community. It's great. Like the song NTOB is a song that I wrote on guitar, and it kind of like morphed into this song, which I'm really proud of because this song is like 7 years old ish, maybe more. So I'm just glad it could stand the test of time, The decision to put the EP out came before the pandemic. And then it's like, boom, pandemic. And it's like, but I still have things I want to do in my life. So you just really just figure it out and make it happen. So like the video, of course, normally like DJ SR, he's like the go-to person. He was just completely unavailable due to stuff that he had going on. So we really had to figure it out. That was Jason's first time ever shooting a video. I've never edited a video in my entire life, but me and YouTube were like best friends. and I downloaded the software, figured it out, and we made it happen. Like, I can't believe that's how it turned out, but here we are.
understand. I won't be needing you again. That was then. You're on your own. Whoa. I really wanted you to make this work. I needed you to ease the hurt. I can't do this no more. I can't be patient anymore. I've had my coffee black, drank Corona with lime, but I'm so new to this new taste of bitterness, new taste of bitterness. Yeah, yeah. I've had my coffee black. I've had my coffee black. Yeah, drink Corona with lime, with lime. But I'm so new to this new taste of bitterness, new taste of bitterness. You left a bad taste on my tongue. The words you said to me, they stung, and now your venom has me numb. There's nowhere left for me to run, so I've decided that I'm done with you. And even if you can miraculously try to win me back, I can't make up for where you like no more. I can't be patient anymore. Oh, I've had my coffee black, drink Corona with lime, but I'm so new to this new taste of bitterness, new taste of bitterness. I've had my coffee black, yeah, drink Corona with lime, but I'm so new to this new taste of bitterness, new taste of bitterness.
TTRLers, welcome. We are joined today by Creative Loafing Editor-in-Chief, Mr. Ray Roa, to give us CL's news preview for this coming week. It's a big, big news week. Ray, tell us about it.
Not a lot going on in the news lately. Not a lot.
How did you find what to write about? I mean, fill in all those pages.
Yeah, it's thin. There's not a lot of news to write. Everything's peaceful, no controversy, nothing like that. So this gentleman named Joe Biden and a gentle lady named Kamala Harris have been elected president and vice president. I enjoyed actually the slow rollout of the results.
You did?
To have a headline for Wednesday, and maybe would like to have a more decisive thing. But I like the fact that we waited and underscored how many people vote and how long that process takes, and how democracy, everybody says democracy is a thing. Well, it is. It's like slop. Like in some ways, like all the systems work, but they take time. And I think that election showed us that. And I'm not saying I don't believe the results or like the methodology. Like I believe all those people who call the states, like, and the data that they use, they are professionals beyond belief. It is an amazing science, and I think they do a really good job. I'm just saying I like the fact that everybody was hesitant to call things. So our issue hitting newsstands has a cover by David Cabasa, who's also known as Mega Supremo. We had him do a cover last week just in case, and we had to hold it. So it's online already, but it'll have a nice cover. And we're going to write about the McRib coming to town. I didn't realize the McRib was such a...
Way to bury the lead. Most important news item of the week.
McRib is so important to American culture. And I got a big response on like something I asked about the McRib. So we have a McRib story. We have some great local openings like we always do. There's a place called Avo's Kitchen in St. Pete. It's the old Iberian Rooster, the still Iberian Rooster. Our food critic's been doing takeout reviews.
Have you ever had a McRib?
Yeah, I had a McRib and I didn't like it. Colin likes him. Colin's not here. Colin's out for 3 days. He's taking a vacation, much needed. His first one since
the McRib needed to take.
McRib doesn't get here until December, so he's taking a vacation at the wrong time. I don't like him. Do you like him?
I've never had a McRib. It
never.
never. Does it have bones? It doesn't have.
It looks like it has bones.
That always freaked me out. Isn't that creepy?
Man, and I like really crappy food. Like I love airplane food. Oh, like when they used to serve food on airplanes.
Oh yeah, airplane food is bomb.
See?
Like we could start an airplane food restaurant, and I would go.
Yeah, yes. You get a hat when you come in. And you get wings.
Are y'all riding first class? Who's getting actual meals on an airplane anymore?
Oh no, I haven't.
You get like biscuits.
I remember like when you were a kid, like you could smell the cart coming out. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get this veggie lasagna, man. It's gonna be good. All right, I love you guys. Thanks for having me and having us on the show.
Welcome. We are joined today by Rob Osenton, local singer, songwriter, instrumentalist. Rob, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So can you tell us a little bit, you did a cover of Sgt. Pepper by the Beatles. Can you tell us a little bit about it and how you put it together and whatnot?
Well, so we've been doing this Recycled Tunes benefit at Crowbar every Halloween for a couple of years now. And I guess the way I've always thought of it is kind of original bands and musicians playing some of their influences and doing a tribute set, trying to get it right and trying to get inside those songs a little bit. It's a little funny for me thinking about, because original musicians a lot of times don't play covers. Some of us do, but a lot of us don't go out. We love all these songs, but I for one barely know anybody else's songs on guitar. If I pick it up, I'm going to play my stuff. But I've always been obsessed with the Beatles, and going back to, my earliest musical memories are the Beatles, and their recording and just how they write songs and perform them and the different players on the different instruments. It's all been fascinating to me. So I kind of thought it was funny that in 1966, they quit playing shows because the live sound reinforcement just couldn't support for the crowds they were playing anymore. And their music was getting more complex, and they kind of felt like it was pointless. So they essentially quarantined themselves in the studio from that point on, and just kind of locked themselves in and did their music there. And that was it. So I thought it was kind of interesting in that 2020, we're technically supposed to still be locked up inside. So doing a Beatles set felt appropriate. So I was trying to be authentic, but I wasn't trying to make it sound worse or kind of degrade. I like to go for a very hi-fi sound. I want to hear what the drums really sound like in the room. And I want it to feel like what it feels like when I'm playing it. I was mostly trying to use the same kind of microphones that they used and in the same position. So not to get too technical, but if I were micing a guitar amp, I would typically use a dynamic microphone, which is just my taste preference. But I know the Beatles used Neumann tube microphones on their guitar amp. So I did that this time around and just went with it because I knew, like, okay, that's what they did. So we're going to see what that sounds like. And it was cool. It made me use some things I wouldn't have used, because when you're engineering a record, you have your typical mics you use for the typical things. And it's very easy just to always do the way you've done it because you know that it works. I can have it set up in 5 minutes and we're good. So this was, they did some weird stuff with drum miking that I had never tried. So I looked at pictures and I did some more research on exactly where they put all the drum mics, and I did some experimenting, and I got with what I think they kind of used. And it was different than what I typically use, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So how it will influence my recordings. I've had this habit of re-recording things because I've gotten better at engineering, or I would do a session with Mark and feel like, oh, now I know how to record drums. So let's erase all of my songs that I've been working on for 2 years. We'll redo all the drums and then we'll put it out. So right now I'm seriously having to hold off from erasing all of my recordings and redoing everything with my newfound Beatles techniques I picked up.
I love that. I think that's such a sign of an artist that, you could almost never stop working on something because you are constantly creating and seeing ways to improve. And I feel like there's so many artists who are never really fully happy. Like you're never going to be full, like this is perfect. So you kind of have to just release it at some point, or you'll just be working on it for the rest of your life.
Well, actually, the sick thing is you will say, this is perfect, I am done. And then you'll send it out to some friends and nobody says anything. And you think, well, did I mess up? What's going on? And then you listen to it the next day and it's like, this is terrible, kill it. So yeah, eventually you just have to give up and accept that you're gonna always hate your music and not be able to listen to it.
And you just finished your solo album, right? Your first solo album?
So I've basically been writing songs since I was 16 years old. At some point in there, I feel like they started getting pretty good, and I have a big batch. From that batch of the last 15 years or whatever, I have probably like 25, 30 songs I feel really strongly about that I should have released years ago, but just haven't worked out. So at this point, I have at least 15 to 20 of them where I'm really happy with the recordings. But I decided I don't want to put out like a massive thing. So I picked the first batch. I'm actually putting out an EP next month. That was, I wanted to do a kind of a taster of what I'm about, and a few different songs. Some of them are going to be on my first album that I'm hoping to put out by the end of the year. And then I have a second one that's more acoustic and kind of folkier stuff, but that is also almost done. So those two will be out in, I'm hoping, the next 6 months or so. And then I really want to focus on new songs because I have stuff I've been working on, but there's kind of this burden of the old ones where it's like, okay, we got to get these out and, to where other people can hear them and I don't have to think about them anymore, and there's no more hope for redoing the drums for the 8th time.